We've been joined by Anand, who's just won his game with black against Fabiano Caruana. Vishy, you must be delighted with today's game because it's not been the easiest tournament so far.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, I'll take it. It's clear. It's well, just a very nice result for me, for sure.
Yeah, and tell us about the game. When did you start to get confident?
Well, roundabout here, my pieces were very clumsy. Structurally, the patterns which are going to come about later are already being seen.
Yes.
But my pieces are very clumsy here, and I still wasn't sure if he could play bishop a3 and b5. Everything is doing well. Perhaps he should just even do it. If he does it here, I think it's a bit premature because I'll have some knight c3 maybe.
I thought you could even take and play bishop g4. I wasn't sure I wanted to allow the try.
Yeah, so he needs h3, rook e6.
No, here b5.
Maybe b5 he should just get it over with. So we were discussing whether black should have played a6.
Can I ask, sorry to interrupt, Fabiano, I wanted to ask you a question. In the opening, at this point, did you consider b3 here a lot?
Yeah.
This was one of the...
No, I was trying to decide whether to play b3. I think black will play e4, knight d2, and d5 anyway, and then I'll probably play a4 and knight f8.
And then I'm threatening bishop g4. So,
I
mean, b3 is safer structurally, but he's not getting his. Well, then I go knight g6. To be fair, I had I mean, he could do this and keeps the bishop alive, but I guess I'll play h5.
Or knight h4 is that? Or
well, then g3.
G3. Yeah.
I'll play h5 and I mean, he'll need b4, b5 later anyway. So if he wants to break through.
Yeah. You can also play a5. I don't know if you want to, but I mean, it's a different type of position.
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay, it's just a question.
It's possible, but it's so long term. It's hard to say which is better. By the way, I had looked at both moves, and dc4, knight c4, knight b6 was my plan. But the only thing is, I had it after castles, dc4, knight c4, knight b6.
Aha, so that's why you were trying to mate immediately with it.
No, but actually, roundabout here, my pieces are very clumsy because b5, bishop a3, knight c4, knight e5, all these ideas are working. And then I realized that my knight needs to go to e8.
Yeah.
To be honest, he did this. I went...
I'm wondering, am I better after b5? Because I don't see a clear move for you. I mean, it can't be so bad for either side, but
can I?
Yeah, pawn takes.
Can I go bishop d7?
I'll say bishop a3.
b6.
Rook c1.
Yeah, queen d8. I mean, I thought knight b3 is a victory, and if you go knight c4, well, I've got the pawn now. I don't know. I doubt knight c6 works.
Is it so easy to regain the pawn after knight c6? I mean, to gain the pawn.
Possibly, I can even go queen e8 and get it.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless you're going to be very clever. And queen e8 and maybe even a6 is coming. So
no, my activity doesn't really amount to anything here.
No, it's a thing that for white he's actually threatening this now, and then I'm in time with a6. I thought, in fact, he could go bishop b2. And then it's the counterplay is faster. But, well, I probably shouldn't call it counterplay, but, no, then here takes everything and rook b6 is unpleasant.
Yeah, I didn't...
Yeah, it was never a clear moment. I mean, bishop a3, a6, knight b3, knight
Knight
e8.
b3 is probably a serious mistake. Maybe I should try to...
Rook c1, no.
Yeah,
but the problem is you're not threatening b5 anymore because of this a line.
No, that's true, but maybe I can try to get knight c4 and just to stop your knight e8. Or neutralize it in some way.
Yeah, this is nice because he'll go to e5, provoke f6 and then come back, but I'm messed up. Since my rook can no longer shuttle around the 6th.
Yeah.
Perhaps this was... but to be honest, it was...
What's your evaluation? Fabiano, what do you think?
I'm really not very happy with my position.
You weren't very happy, yeah.
I mean... Well, no, I mean, I didn't realize how seriously bad it was for me after knight b3, knight e8, and after that I started to realize that I just have no no counterplay, no play.
Yeah.
And I just kind of underestimated that I really thought that I was forcing the rook to go to e7, and then I don't think that black is better with the rook on e7.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe I should do this. At least I have some space for my pieces. I can. I mean, it's probably very dangerous for me,
but I was not worried here anymore. Clearly, I think I'm playing for the edge here.
Yeah.
No, it's for sure. I'm already worse.
But the thing is, it took me a bit. I was maybe a bit groggy still because he went g3, I went knight d6, he went a5, and I even made a couple of moves before it hit me that I'm just almost winning. So it just went. I think he's right that maybe it's very hard for black to generate. I mean, I'll go rook g6, try to play bishop f5, and bring my pieces out.
I was very scared.
But you can still castle, right?
Yeah, can I castle? Because knight d6, I'll take and play bishop f1, right?
So
shall I go?
I thought bishop f5. Yeah, bishop. No, but this is not good. After
I don't know if rook h2 is too sophisticated. Rook g6. It's going to be unpleasant anyway for white because there's a knight coming to c4 maybe. And
a5 instead of bishop f5.
Take.
Is that good?
I think once the queen side opens,
rook takes a5.
have at least some counterplay.
Well, b5 is coming.
Yeah, but even like...
I mean, this is the most uncoordinated attack I've ever seen.
attacking all sides.
But white has a lot of structural weaknesses, and eventually it'll come together something, I think. Yeah, no, you're right. a5 is...
It's probably bad for white.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to do after knight e8. Maybe I really have to play b5 after knight e8, even though it looked so dangerous.
Yeah.
Knight b3, knight e8, b5. I think you take twice, right?
Yeah.
I guess bishop takes. Or maybe you include rook g6 after b5, like take rook g6.
No, actually, this is almost winning, isn't it? Because I'm getting material.
Ah, that one.
If you go rook c1, I go queen d8, and you can't defend both bishops. I think this is actually not working, so you'll have to...
Yeah, in that case,
give me the pawn.
I thought it was bad for other reasons, but maybe that's even worse. Yeah, if I give you the pawn, I don't really see what I have in my position.
Yeah, well, maybe you have to castle now that I'm not in a position to really
rook
do an
g6.
attack. Or anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I don't...
Rook fc1.
Queen d8.
In fact, I'm well positioned to attack.
It's usually mate very quickly, isn't it, once this...
Yeah,
this
and on top of that, I even have a second rook on rook a6 options. Yeah, so it's not really working, sure.
Nah.
Well, that's okay. I think, in fact, it's maybe white is still okay with some very accurate move, which I can't see, but it's very hard practically. And I think we both kind of stumbled on that.
Yeah.
That it's very hard practically.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I should... I was thinking about just castling long immediately. I mean, and not playing a5, at least...
Yeah, that's
at least I don't kill my bishop.
Yeah.
But I thought my bishop was dead anyway. I'm never going to play b5. And even if you play b5 at some point, then you'll get knight c4 and some attack.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, those are the parameters around which I was thinking.
It looks massively unpleasant.
Yeah, it looks like suffering. So possibly a misjudgment in the opening, or a sort of misassessment of the position. And then
I mean, I played b4. I realized how risky it was, but I saw this position and I thought I would get b5 in and bishop a3, and I thought that my play would come. And it looked, I didn't see a way for black to cleanly develop, and because b7 is hanging. And maybe I just misjudged it. But I would be surprised if it's really so bad for white. I mean, it doesn't look like the worst position I've ever seen. But then in a few moves, I was basically in a hopeless situation.
Perhaps I don't need queen c7. Given what I ended up doing, I can play rook e6 and try to play knight e8, and even the queen is better on d8.
I'll play b5 anyway. So.
Yeah, but now I take, and same old idea, right? I can go for this knight e8 maybe.
You wanted to play bishop d7. Maybe knight e8 is not.
Yeah, I did want to play bishop d7, but I don't know how to get it in this version.
Also, queen c7 forced me to play h3. I do sort of... I mean, maybe h3 is a weakness.
Why do you need... Oh, because of bishop g4. Yeah, sure.
Maybe I should have not been so worried.
But is that such a catastrophe? I mean, if you take h3, unless I'm sacking something on e3 or something.
I mean, after queen c7,
so
b5...
let's say you go here.
Bishop a3. But okay, if you play a6... And maybe you just do the same thing. Maybe it's always a good move.
Yeah. Well, queen c7 is more natural than this move, but since I ended up doing this anyway, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then it just after that it's just really hopeless with these knights.
Can we just move on a little bit, because we were actually focusing a bit on if you can just run through the latter stages when of the
I mean,
the game
white can basically can't move here. And the problem for white is that structurally he's got these two weaknesses, and I mean,
so there is this huge pressure down the f file, and your bishop is dead.
Yeah, in fact, here I even wanted to try and force matters when he went queen d2 with knight f4.
I would have taken the chance to play. I would have taken the chance to play d5.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I think then I realized this is ridiculous to allow this.
Yes.
With a knight sitting here, so rook g6. Because the other way I get knight to d3 and maybe things open up and he gets mated. Yeah. But I realized that this position's almost winning. Sorry, I don't have to overwrite it. Because if he goes rook g2, I have bishop h3 and cleaning up.
Right.
And temporarily the queen is paralyzed. Okay. I mean, if his bishop were on d2 and he could, then his queen can move. But right now it's watching c3 as well.
So rook g2, bishop h3, rook takes g6.
Rook takes f2, rook takes d6, rook takes e2 and resigns.
Right, okay. And there's a little fork.
No, if I had bishop b2 here, I could play queen d1 and
that's a nice
try to.
I mean, ditch this b4 pawn and go for.
Nice, I wouldn't care if I could
nice
get the chance to play
variation.
d5.
This is the variation which Vishy has just explained to us, and now a nice fork trick that after queen takes rook here, and we have an elegant fork.
I mean, after hg6, is there any way for me to put up some resistance on move 33?
Move 33.
Yeah, but on top of that, at this point, he was down to maybe a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And that's no fun either, because you can easily...
We're certainly looking like very serious suffering at this point. So, yeah,
I should probably play bishop b2 and allow the trade of bishops.
Yes, but then c4 is weak. And
yeah, I mean, it is pretty awful.
I mean, something like this, he's just paralyzed. It's true that at this moment I don't see how to break through, but inevitably it's going to be there.
Queen f3 and then...
Or queen h5 and g5 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can still play bishop f3. But of course this was better than... this helps me because in fact it frees my pawns.
Yes.
And there's a rook... my original idea was not with queen f8, but to get it with just rook h5 and rook h1. But then I realized that he has switched rooks. Anyway, but this is totally...
Yeah, it's rather bad.
I could play knight f5, rook f2, g3, and rook g1, g3 as well. So it's kind of... there's no need to...
Yeah.
I mean, knight f5, rook f3, I think that I suddenly get counterplay.
So
this would be a dream.
No, but then knight rook f3, e f3,
e4,
g3.
Okay, I'll take it. I don't care.
So let's just quickly go through.
I mean, ef, g2, fg is maybe... At least you have to start to calculate stuff.
That is true.
Which isn't necessary in the game.
Necessary at all, yeah.
These are the final moves of the game, and now there is this penetration here with the bishop coming to c4. And queen d1, it's a mating attack basically. That's yeah. All right. So congratulations. Bad luck, Fabiano. Thanks for giving us that explanation, and we'll take a brief break.